Arc Raiders has finally just released, and for the past couple of days, I've been doing nothing but playing it. I've been absolutely obsessed with this game. So I'm here with what I think is 10 tips everybody should know before they start playing this game. 10 tips for new players. Let's get into it. Number 1 is you can actually break your fall damage. There's a mechanic in the game where if you press Control or whatever your crouch button happens to be, right before you land from a long fall, you can actually negate the fall damage that you would have taken. Now it is a little tricky with the timing, and I still mess it up sometimes, but this could help when you're running away from either a PvP fight or maybe some of those pesky arcs and save just a little bit more health when you're running away. The second tip, free backpacks are actually tradable at Clinic. Before you load into a raid, you have the option of either creating your own loadout, or you can select the free loadout, which will give you a random assortment of crappy gear. This is for when you're really down bad. But if you happen to escape and extract with this gear, you can take the backpack augment that you get and trade it in for a real backpack at one of the traders. This is super helpful. It'll help you from crafting your backpacks or buying your backpacks with money, which you could use on other things. Tip number 3, you can actually switch what shoulder you're looking over. Now, I believe the default key on keyboard is X for this, but there's actually a mechanic where you can switch what shoulder you're aiming over. In third-person games, right-sided peeks are super strong, but this mechanic actually helps with that. So you won't be at a disadvantage if you're left side peeking. You can actually just switch the shoulder that you're looking over. Tip number 4, shields are not just extra health. There is an argument for whether or not this is actually extra health or not, but shields actually mitigate the damage that you take. That's why when your shields get cracked and you're low on health, it's actually better to heal your health first than to do your shields. Because even if you have full shields but 10 health, no matter what you get hit with, you'll go down because the shields only mitigate so much damage. Tip number 5, the skill tree. I'm not going to go over the whole skill tree, but I'm going to go over what I think is the most important perk in the entire tree, and that is the ability to be able to craft in a raid. It's right over here in the survival side of the tree, and it's not too far up either. But this will let you craft bandages, shield rechargers, and a couple other juicy items in raid, as long as you have the required crafting components. It's so clutch being able to craft bandages and shield rechargers while in raid. There'd be no other way to get them except for maybe looting a downed player. Tip number 6, you can actually extract when you're in the down but not out phase. If you get downed, even when you're crawling around, you can interact with the extracts and actually start it up and leave. It provides us with a super cinematic way to extract and get those clutch moments where you think you're gonna lose but end up pulling through in the end. Tip number 7, you can customize your crosshair. Now, it's kind of lost in the sauce in the menus, but if you actually come over here and scroll down, there's a whole bunch of options to customize your crosshair. All you have to do is override the crosshair, and you can just customize it to whatever you want. And you can also change the color of it if you so desire. Once I did this, I felt like I start hitting more shots, because some of the crosshairs on some of the guns are kind of duty cheeks. Tip number 8, if you're really trying to grind out levels and grind out XP, the way that I would suggest is just loot everything. Every time you just open a loot container, you get 200 XP. Looting a dead raider, whether or not you were the one that killed them, will give you 500 XP. The best way to gain XP is to just loot absolutely everything and stay in the raid as long as you possibly can. Tip number 9, a lot of items can be used in your quick slots. I think this was a great addition to the game, but a lot of the items that you find in raid actually are able to be used for other things than crafting. For instance, let's say you kill a flamethrower arc. These will actually drop kind of like Molotov cocktails. Or let's say you kill a hornet. A hornet will have a hornet driver on it, which you can throw and shoot like a stick of dynamite. So if you have the time, don't be afraid to just read what the items actually do, because a lot of the items that you find might have alternative uses. And last but not least, pay attention to your gunshots. When I say this, I don't mean look at the bullets coming out of your gun. Pay attention to what it looks like when you hit the enemy. The game does a really good job of letting you know when you break a shield and when you're hitting just their flesh. If you're hitting the shield, you'll see sparks, and when you break the shield, you'll actually see a gigantic spark explosion come out of the enemy. Then, once they don't have any shield, you'll start to see blood splatter. It's information that's super helpful to help you decide how you want to take the battle. Do you want to be aggressive because they're weak, or do they still have shield and should you reposition? Appreciate you guys sticking around for the whole video. I know this is kind of a short one, but leave a like and a comment if you learned something today. And if you want to see more Arc Raiders content in the future, subscribe. Thanks once again, guys, and I'll see you topside.